What is up, guys? My name is Creature Play and welcome to my newest video. Today we're going to do another episode in my top 3 series where we're going to go through the top 3 in a position. Today is going to be cornerbacks, but I do just want to point out before I actually get into this video, I want to remind everybody that this is just my opinion. The listings that I'm going to give are solely my experiences only and based on my play scheme, so just keep that in mind. You know, everybody's going to play differently. Everybody has different schemes they run. These are just the top 3 in my opinion. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started again with cornerback. So first we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with the top 3 in the entire game. Number 1, I have to give it to golden ticket Deion Sanders. He's got 100 speed, 100 acceleration, 103 man, and 101 press. You know, like I said earlier, this is going to relate a lot to your play scheme. I run kind of a lot man coverage press on almost all of my defensive plays. I only really call zone when I'm forced to. Everybody kind of knows the gist of Deion by now. You know, he's not the best run support cornerback, but the person who did make this golden ticket bumped up some of his physical stuff. His tackling is a lot higher and his hit power. I actually forced a fumble with him yesterday. So, you know, but pure coverage, there's nobody in the entire game that is better than Deion. Number 2, I'm going to have to give to Cromartie. Again, keeping in mind that I do run man coverage a lot. He's different than Deion in a couple ways. He still has that 100 speed, which makes a lot of difference. And his press is only 95, you know, only that's what the stat says, but he plays a lot higher than it. But what I like about Cromartie is he's much more well-rounded than Deion. You know, Deion is so good that when he's covering in man, sometimes he is 3 yards ahead of the wide receiver's route. You know, Cromartie isn't that good, but he's still pretty good. But run support, he's noticeably better than Deion. Now, third, I have to give to golden ticket Richard Sherman. Kind of weird the way I have them set up, you know, 1, 2, 3. Deion is the best coverage, but probably the worst out of the 3 at run support. Cromartie is a good middle ground. And then Sherman, he's not as good in coverage as Cromartie or Sanders, but he is by far the best run support and physical corner in the entire game. His block shed is ridiculous. You know, there's so many times where no matter who he gets put up against, you know, even if it's a lineman sometimes, he block sheds constantly. In addition to that, his tackling and his hit power are very, very high. He is, without a question, you know, the best physical nickel corner in the game, I could say, you know, for your number 3 or number 4 if you run dime. But he just isn't as good as Cromartie or Sanders. So it's kind of, again, up to your play style, you know, who's going to be the best. I prefer coverage first, so I went with Deion and Cromartie, and then obviously Sherman as nickel. So then we're going to get into the 3, you know, kind of, you know, cheaper, lower end, 300K ballpark and under. Number 1, I have to go with Charles Woodson, the legend card. Now, if you ask anybody, you know, who's a cornerback I should have for people who are kind of, you know, getting started or starting to build their team, almost every single person still has this card, even this late in the game. He is a beast at coverage. You know, his speed, 95, it's not, you know, as fast as some of the top end wide receivers right now, but it's not bad at all. It's not, you know, like it's going to be a detriment. He is one of the most well-rounded corners in the entire game. He's great at coverage and he's also great at run support. Number 2, I have to give to Ty Law. It was really kind of a toss-up between Woodson and Law as to who I was going to give number 1, but again, it comes to your play style. Now, yes, I said I do run man and press a lot more, and Law is a little better than Woodson in those areas, but for some reason, Woodson played a little better. I don't know what it is, but, you know, I've said before, cards play differently than their stats, but Ty Law, you know, for a great budget team, Woodson and Law are the best 1 and 2 corners you can have, and they don't really cost that much anymore either. Number 3, I have to give to the Honors Edition Marcus Peters. Now, this card is probably one of the most underrated cards I've seen all year. I can't think of anybody who has used him that I know personally other than 2 people that I convinced to try and they absolutely loved him, but I just don't see a lot of people talking about him. You know, there were never any posts about him. He doesn't really get recommended, at least I've seen, but I really love this card. He is a ball hawk. It is crazy how many interceptions he got. He's not a great nickel, but purely coverage, he is definitely under the radar, you know, as one of the best corners in the entire game. So, you know, again, I don't know how often I'm going to be doing this series, if I'm going to even continue after, you know, these positions. The only positions I can see that might even be of value anymore after this would be, you know, quarterback and running back. But either way, just keep in mind, you know, cards play so differently for everybody, so this might not ring true for, you know, each individual person who watches this. But overall, I hope you guys like it. If you have any questions or, you know, positions you'd like me to see, just go ahead and leave a comment. As always, thank you guys for watching. Take care.